episode of Get Your Cook On with Teresa and Scott, also known as the McJoe Show. It's been quite a while since we did a bake. Plenty of time to do that during lockdown, but now we're back to the day job. Time is a bit tight, but we've managed to find a little slot in our diary to put together some delicious chocolate and cherry brownies today. Here's our ingredients all laid out. Every single one of them delicious in its own right, but together they come together to make an absolutely stunning chocolate and cherry brownie. We have got dark chocolate, unsalted butter, golden caster sugar, plain flour, cocoa powder, chopped cherries, chopped white chocolate, chopped milk chocolate, and 3 eggs. First stage today is to combine the unsalted butter with the dark chocolate. I've got a pan on the boil here with boiling water in it. Popping the bowl in with the unsalted butter. It's important the bottom of the bowl doesn't touch the water. It just allows it to melt, brings the heat and temperature up. And add the dark chocolate into that. Stir it occasionally until it's all melted and combined. I've also got the oven on preheating. It's a fan oven, so I'm going with 160 degrees. Conventional oven is 180, and the gas mark will be along the bottom of the video. So as you can see, that's everything melted together now. It took about 2-3 minutes perhaps. I'm just going to take it off the heat now, pop it to one side, allow it to come back to room temperature while we get on with the next stage. Now we're just going to sieve into a bowl the plain flour and the cocoa powder, and that's just to get any lumps out and to get a wee bit of air into the dry ingredients before the next stage. Okay, I've got a square tin here which I've just lined with a bit of greaseproof paper at the bottom. Just cut it to the size of the bottom of your tray. This one's a 23 centimetre. Anything between 20 and 25 is probably going to be okay for this amount of mixture. No need to grease the sides or the bottom, just the greaseproof paper, that will do the job for you. Right, next stage we're going to be creaming our golden caster sugar and our eggs. Break 3 of your eggs into a bowl. Add the caster sugar, get your hand mixer, and we're looking to beat this until it becomes a bit light, a bit paler, doubles approximately volume, and it's going to take you between maybe 4 and 7 minutes depending on if you're using a hand mixer or if you're doing it by hand. Okay, so as you can see, it's doubled in size and it's a bit paler now. It's had about 4 minutes, done the job with the old electric hand mixer. Right, so we now go back to our butter and chocolate mixture, which has cooled to room temperature. And we're going to start folding that into the sugar and egg mixture. It is important that you fold it in. Slight error with the spatula there. Bit of a lockdown issue, to be honest. We need a new spatula, the one that we want, because we're being quite fussy. There's a supply issue on it currently, so I'm making do with this one here, which has lost its integrity somewhat. So fold these together, use a swooping in from the side, picking up and lifting over. You don't want to be beating any of the air out of this mixture. It's important you keep that all in. And just keep going with that. You see it's starting to have a swirled appearance. You want it to be all the one colour. Okay, so that's just got a uniform colour there. When you are folding it, make sure you get right into the bottom, because the butter and chocolate mix is a lot heavier and it will sink to the bottom. It took about 2 minutes or so to get us there. Next step, we've got our flour and cocoa powder that we sifted earlier. Just going to re-sift it again, so pop it into the sieve, over your bowl, and just sift it, covering the top of the wet ingredients. And then just go through that folding process again, taking it from the bottom up to the top, over on itself, until that's all come together in one mix. Okay, that's all the flour and cocoa now mixed in. As you can see, there's still a lot of air in there. It's all come together as one colour, so it's all well mixed. Final stage in the mix is to get your Last ingredients, the ones that you want to stay whole in the mix and give a bit of variety to the taste. So we've got 50 grams of chopped milk chocolate. We've got 50 grams of chopped white chocolate. And then we've got 50 grams of chopped cherries. These are an option. If you don't like cherries, don't bother with them. If you do, go with them. If you love cherries, put some more in. I just find it gives a nice little surprise in the bites when you get a little bit chewy cherryness. And just fold them through just so they're all covered. And then we're going to transfer this to the baking tray. Okay, so here's the tray that you saw us pre-line earlier. Just take the mixture and just pour it into the tray. Start at the middle. It should start leveling itself out. Get every last drop of that out, too good to waste. And just give it a wee hand to get into the corners. You don't want to shake the mixture to level it out because that could knock some of your air out. And that's us ready for the oven. Okay, so the oven has been preheated. I said earlier, the temperature is 160 fan, 180 conventional and gas mark 4. Pop it in the middle shelf there. Close the door. We're going to give that about 30 minutes, by which time it should be well done. The top will have taken on a, fingers crossed, sort of papery, light brown appearance. You can tell if it's ready at that point by just giving it a wee shake. And if the centre doesn't swiggle about all over the place, then you're done. If it does do that, then just give it another 5 minutes or so, and we'll come back to it in half an hour. Okay, so that's half an hour later. Just taking it out of the oven. So we're cracked on the top, don't worry about that, that's perfectly fine. You can see the sort of light brown papery appearance on the top, and if I give it a wee shake, there's a small bit of movement in there, which is good, but it's not slushing all over the place. And now it's ready for the hardest step of the process, and that is letting it cool to room temperature before you're actually able to eat any of it. Right, so that's this all cooled to room temperature. As I said earlier, you don't need to grease the tin at all because it will come away slightly from the side and it won't hold, it will come out very simply. The best method I have for that, I pop a wee chopping board over the top of it, flip it up, remove the tin. As you can see, it's come off as easily as I predicted. Peel the grease proof off the bottom. Grab another chopping board, pop it on top, flip them over, and there we go, perfectly removed from the tin. So final stage now is to cut it into pieces. You can decide yourself how many pieces that wants to be. The last one we made, we went with 9 pieces and it was quite a big piece, so I'm going to go for 12 pieces today. So there we are, 12 pieces of chocolate brownie, lovely and gooey and crispy and chewy. That wasn't supposed to rhyme, but it did. So they are still quite gooey. The plan will be to let them cool for as long as we can. You still get the goo when they're fully cooled, but they're just a bit more to my taste, personally. I hope you've enjoyed watching that. Hope you give it a go. Give us a like on YouTube, give us a follow on Instagram. Give us a +1 anywhere you can, Facebook, whatever. Thanks very much, and hopefully it won't be as long before our next bake. Take care everyone, see you soon, bye. Right, time for the taste test. Let's take a bit through to Teresa. She's been absent from this video so far. She's currently working from home, and as you can see, she's really busy at the moment.
Thank you. There.
Yeah! Go back to the day job, so time's been a bit tight. But Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of The Joe Show. Nope. Yeah, not good. It's paler, it's lighter, and it's, yeah, I'll start that again.